Welcome to Her Deco. My name is Lav. I am super into nerdy home interior decorating, and this is going to be part one of the Redo the Guest Bedroom Challenge. We are going to be redoing this guest bedroom with a Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild theme, so it's going to be lots of greens, lots of brown, supernatural, just a little bit more nerdy, you know? Today's episode is going to be about creating a floor plan, a lookbook on how we want the final room to actually look. Let's get going. To get started, I opened up my handy dandy Rocketbook and I did some measuring. I measured every side of the room, and then I measured the distances between the important parts of the room, the important aspects of the room, such as windows, chimneys, closet doors, entry doors. I actually really dislike the whole measuring of a room thing. It's just, I'm always too lazy to move the furniture, so I end up having to crawl over the bed and move around the nightstands and stuff. And it's just very annoying to me. Then I went and I got the measurements for the really important parts of the room, such as the bed. I got a couple measurements of a couple of the drawers in there too. As you can probably see from this, there's entirely too many televisions and dressers in this room. We need to get rid of them. So with this floor plan, I'm really hoping to be able to sort of thin some of that out. So now with all the measurements figured out, I'm able to put all of this on the computer and create a digital floor plan. One thing to note about this digital floor plan is that each square is 5 inches. What I do here is I just put in the biggest features of the room. I have the big window on the west side of the house in blue. I put in the chimney. I added where the door to both the closet and to the hall would be. And let's make these colors a little brighter so that they're a little easier to see. And they start adding furniture. So of course, the first thing that's going into this room is the bed. The next thing I do is I try to start drawing in all of the multiple dressers that we have. I started with this really lovely old dressers that we got. I'm going to cut the top of that dresser off and turn it into the base for a desk that's going to go to the left of the chimney. Then I drew out the 2 other dressers that we have. When I actually did the measuring for those 2 dressers, I realized that one was a whole lot deeper than I thought it would be. But for now, I just threw them on the floor plan. And then I added what is currently a desk that the TV will be going on in front of the bed, and just added that to the floor plan. Next, I created the 2 squares that are going to represent the nightstands. Because I don't like the nightstand that we have in there, and there's only one of them, we're actually going to make this nightstand from scratch. So next, I'm just going to fit in either of the 2 dressers. I do want to create a really nice window seat in front of the window to the right of the chimney in this bedroom. But looking at the scale, it looks like one of these dressers is too deep and will not work in that space. So that's the one that's gonna have to go. With all the base pieces in order, the last thing I'm going to do is just going to add a transparent layer on top of the old brown dresser that's going to become the desk and where the window seat's going to go. So now the floor plan is put together. Now we can start on my favorite part of this entire process, and that is actually creating visuals of what the room is going to look like once it's finally done. We're going to start on the wall closest to the hallway. Nothing is going to be going there. In my spare time, I do make area rugs, and my projector shines right on that wall, so I don't really want to put anything there. That way I can still use it for tracing. At this point, I do know I want the walls to be green, but I'm not 100% sold on the bedspread. So then I wanted to move on to the wall with the big window that the bed's going to sit in front of. I colored the walls green. That was no problem. Then I started taking out all of the junk that was on the bed just to make it look better, look neater. Again, I'm not sold on the bedspread. I honestly think I'm going to change it and maybe get a different color of sheets. But I think I really do want to do the succulent pillows. I just think they're super cute and would just add a little bit of texture to this bedroom. I'm not gonna lie to you, I can draw, but I can't draw if that makes any sense. So the curtains for this bedroom, I really wanted them to be sort of like a landscape, not from Breath of the Wild, but maybe more so in the style of Studio Ghibli. I thought that would look really great. But for the mock-up, I need to kind of draw what that was going to look like. And while my character art is okay, my landscape art is trash. So you're gonna see my absolute best attempt at drawing mountains, and thankfully the computer went ahead and froze and put me out of my artistic misery. Now we can move on to, I would say probably the most boring wall. It's just gonna be painted green, and then I wanna mount the TV and also cut off the legs of the desk underneath it as sort of like a floating TV stand. For some reason though, when I was editing this picture, I ended up deleting the TV stand, moving the TV and the stand into the void, duplicating the TV before dragging the rest of the room slowly into the void with the TV and the TV stand. Don't know why I did it like that. I also don't know why I decided to try to replace the floorboards underneath the TV stand. Like, it doesn't look that great, but I guess for visual purposes it'll do. And then I just filled in the comforter. Yeah, so that's an attempt, and we're gonna leave it there. Finally, the picture wall. This is going to be the best looking wall of the entire room. I'm the most excited for it, and it has the most visual interest going on with it. And that's a good thing, seeing as this is the first wall you'll see when you first walk into the bedroom from the hallway. This is actually the picture of the room that I started off on. You can see me picking some colors from a visual that I found online, and I really like the color scheme of. I applied that green from that image to the walls. So here's where the floor plan and the actual 3D image come into play. I know there's going to be a tabletop desk to the left of the chimney. Behind that desk, I will be creating my own wallpaper from scratch. I wanted to look sort of like glyphs or ruinous writing. At this point, I haven't figured out what it's going to look like, but this is a general idea of what I want to give it. So what I'm drawing here is the bottom half of the dresser, that lovely wood dresser that we've gotten that does need a little bit of work. And then to the right of the chimney, that's where the daybed is going to go. Currently the dressers are blue. My idea is to strip all of the blue paint off of the dresser and then put on a nice wood veneer, just so that we can keep up with the very natural feel of the room. There's going to be curtains, of course, to go over a window. In my world, in my mind, if there's a window, it needs a set of curtains. Some more succulent pillows. And I do have a little stool just around the house that I think I want to put there until I can find a suitable replacement. So in the very corner of the room to the left of the chimney, I do want to put a couple floating shelves. I also want this desk to be useful for putting on makeup and getting ready in the morning. So I also plan on making a really cool rupee mirror. Of course, I'm going to add lights to the shelves. I mean, all shelves have to have lighting in them nowadays, it seems. And then to top it all off, I have this idea in my head of kind of a weeping willow type chandelier that I want to make that would hang over the rupee mirror. And that will just add a little bit of downlighting onto the desk. So this is it. This is a plan of what each wall will look like, minus the wall with the curtains on it, since I was not able to recover much of that data. Well, that's it for part 1. Part 2 is going to consist of the wallpaper, the painting, and just the super preliminary steps of getting the room together. Because of course, now that we've gotten started, you can't just stop in the middle of it. Thanks so much for watching. I have my socials listed down below, and if you're interested in keeping up with this project, give me a subscribe. We'll be continuing and doing much more of this kinds of stuff in the future. All right, bye.